What's that? A bit of technical difficulty there. What's happening, everyone? Nick Hawkins, West Ham Fan TV. It crashed. The whole system crashed. Here to talk about a little bit of a subject, stuff that I've just seen on Talk Sport. I see you see I'm smiling at the moment, but I'm not smiling inside, I promise you. Let's talk about Jim White. Jim White is, as you know, he's one of the famous presenters on Sky Sports. He does all the transfer deadline day stuff, the old yellow tie and all that nonsense. And a few years ago, he signed a deal with Talk Sport. Now, every time I've listened to Jim Smith on Talk Sport, I get angrier and angrier at Jim White. Sorry, I get angrier and angrier and angrier. It's clear that Jim White is very supportive of the board, and the reason he's very supportive of the board is because he knows them. Nobody's joining me today. It's just me. We're just going to talk with you guys. I'm going to take some comments towards the end. And today it's no different. We've all had it confirmed yesterday by In the Nose and all that sort of thing that Grayden Diangana looks like he's on his way out of the club. He looks like he's leaving West Ham, pending him sort of agreeing personal terms with West Brom. He'll be sold. One of our brightest academy prospects. I was very much looking forward to him playing this year. I wanted to see more of him. I thought he had a good breakthrough season. He had a great year on loan at West Brom. Meant to be sending him there to get some experience to come back and play for us. They've decided all of a sudden they want to sell him. Now, let's talk a little bit about Jim White. Jim White is on the radio this morning, and amongst other things, he said one or two things that I thought was very condescending. Now, I've heard him tell stories before that I know aren't true, to be quite honest with you. I'm not calling him a liar. I know he's just getting fed information. But what I'm saying is, I remember him reporting a story from Wigan about Sullivan getting physically and verbally attacked by hundreds of West Ham fans, when I know it was about 3 of them, if that, and they wasn't physically attacking him. They was just asking him a few questions. Now, I don't know whether I'm allowed to show this video, but I'm going to put the audio up to my microphone to let you listen to what Jim Smith said in one section of TalkSport. There is another section that I was listening to that I picked up on, and I will discuss that after. But this is what he said after reading out a letter.
West Ham fan, good morning, Jonathan. I have spent months trying to justify your decisions. That would be Golden Sullivan. But if the Diangana sale has legs, then I am finished until the clowns are gone. Utter disgrace. What is it that these West Ham fans do not get? Tony has just sat there and absolutely talked sense regarding the background to Diangana, the sale of Diangana.
I crashed again. I don't know what's happened. I'll carry it on.
Why is it they habitually complain on the eve of a new season when they should be right behind Moyes, right behind West Ham, and dare I say it, right behind Gold, Sullivan, and Brady? What's wrong with them?
Okay, so basically, he's read out a statement there saying that what's wrong with them, what's wrong with West Ham fans. Why are they always complaining? Why are they always moaning? You should be right behind the team, right behind the manager, and critically right behind the chairman, Gold, Brady, and Sullivan. We don't have to be behind the chairman at all. Your support for the team is completely different for your support for the regime. You see these taglines said so many times: support the team, not the regime. He has got a vested interest in keeping Gold, Brady, and Sullivan at the club. He's turning into what they call a mouthpiece. He does their evil bidding for them. And as somebody that attends West Ham, lives West Ham, breathes West Ham, somebody like Jim White, who isn't within that circle. He says he used to go to West Ham a lot when Harry was manager. Yeah, that's all well and good, but that was over 20 years ago now. And he continuously, basically, what's the word? Puts us. He makes us look like fools, for want of a better word. He's what do you want? What do you want? Well, I'll tell you what we want, because Jim White is the only man in entertainment and the only man in this game that can ask 5,000 questions in a show, but not listen to one answer, because he as soon as somebody rings up to give him an answer, he continuously talks over them. He continuously mocks them. He continuously, keeps on moving the goalpost, so to speak. So let me tell you, maybe you can tag him on Twitter. I know we're broadcasting to Twitter. Let me tell you what we do want. We want no more than we was promised when we sold 100 years of history. Well, not us, but them sold 100 years of our history, threw it down the pan, made so much profit from it, and then promised us we was going to compete with the top of Europe. Now, in 2010, they had an interview on the day that they took over the club, talking about the imbalance of the squad. The imbalance of the squad. Now, at the time, they went, we've got an abundance of midfielders, but every other position needs strengthening, particularly strikers. Now, look, in 2010, has anything changed? No. Nothing's changed. Over the last 2 years, this is just 2 years, we was having an argument. It was meant to be £136 million wage bill. We've sold Adriano, Arnautovic, Carroll, Perez, Chicharito, Obiang, Sanchez, Zabaleta, Nasri, Ayeti, and Ngakia, Reed, Haksabanovic, and Roberto, saving 43.68 million in wages. I forgot to add Jordan Hugill to that, which is another 45k a week. We've signed Haller, Fornals, Martin, Randolph, Suchek, Bowen on £15.5 million a year. And this is in 2 years. So in 2 years, we are saving over £28 million in wages just for the players we've sold. Grady Diangana going is, I think it's the final nail in the coffin. People are sick. They're disillusioned in what's going on. It's quite clear to us that they haven't got any money. It's quite clear to us that we're broke. The thing that isn't clear is, after such a vast stadium move, after paying such little rent, is the reason why we're broke. Why are we broke? This needs looking into. Why are we so skint? They're talking about the Grady Diangana, which is rumoured to be around £20 million, moving on to West Brom. With additions and all that. I know it's been said it's going to be 12, but it's going to be 20. Why would we sell one of our youth prospects who, okay, he isn't proven in the Premier League, but I'm pretty sure, in my opinion anyway, he is a much better prospect than Anderson. He's a much better prospect than Yarmolenko, or on a lot higher wages than him, who are meant to be worth a lot more money than him. And we're looking at that deal to sort of cover finances that we haven't paid, the missed payments for Haller. So even if we sell him, we ain't even got any money to invest. We are desperately short of defenders. This year alone, we've sold Ayeti, Ngakia, Reed, Roberto, to name but Hugh Gill, to name but a few. How can we go into a new season with the type of season we had last season, with one recognised centre forward, with the injury record we got, and lessen our squad, and expect to compete? Now they're asking West Ham fans to put up your money to pay to go and see a season, but they're not willing to spend that money. They are asking you basically to prop up the club. I don't think the club needs propping up. It's just an excuse. But Jim White, he doesn't listen to what you say. You can ring up. I remember a couple of years ago when he was talking about the Wigan stuff. I rung up TalkSport to talk to Jim White directly. They bumped me off the show. They had me waiting, and they bumped me off the show because he was asking something, why are you so disillusioned with Gold and Sullivan? And they bumped me and a couple of other people I know off the show, actually, in favour of a Crystal Palace fan. A Crystal Palace fan's opinion on West Ham over several West Ham fans' opinion on West Ham. They're not interested in your opinion. They're interested in ramming this crap down your throat. And people like Jim White, this is why, the mainstream media is dying, because they've got agendas, they've got agendas to protect. He knows that if there's an exclusive to be broke, there's an interview to be had, he can go to David Sullivan, he can go to David Gold, he knows them. He don't want people like us pushing them out, because once they go out and new owners come in, he has to start a relationship process all over again. And he doesn't get the exclusive. He doesn't get the interviews. It's, it is a little bit like that. I'll take some of your comments in a minute. They want your reaction. They want your anger. They want your controversy, because it gets them listeners and it gets them clicks. But don't listen to him. He's just an absolute clown. He doesn't understand, or he pretends not to understand what our gripe is. Our gripe is we're asking no more from them than what they promised, and they can't keep their promises. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems. Let's take some of your comments on Jim White. I'll go right back to the beginning, see if we can get some. Have they given him strike already? I'm guessing that was when I went down. No, they haven't given me a strike. I am allowed to say what I want. Nicky, you've dropped off, mate. His whole attitude is well off your West Ham, not a top four club except your lot. I don't know what that means. His whole attitude is well, your West Ham, not a top four club except your lot. Yeah, that's basically it. And another thing is when somebody else rung up and he made a few decent points. He made a few silly points as well. I must say, the West Ham fan didn't seem too. He didn't seem too educated, the fan that rung up. But he was saying, why don't you go and take this to the owners? Why don't you go and tell them how you feel? And have you ever met him? Have you ever met him? Have you ever made an opinion on meeting him? He goes, no, I haven't. I've never met him. He goes, well, how can you sit there and judge him and you haven't met him? Because, well, one for one, we see the way they run our football club. But how can you judge them and not meet him? He goes, I've never met him. I've never had the opportunity. He goes, you can go and meet him. Anyone can go and meet him. Really? Because I've offered them on West Ham Fan TV more than once. I've never seen them since Upton Park, when I used to walk through the car parks. I've never seen them walk anywhere in a London stadium. The only time I've ever seen them is sitting in their little perch. There is no way you can get to them people. No way. Talking nonsense again. Let's take some more comments. Ben Glander says, fuming, beyond fuming. JPWHU TV, just not the bald. I don't know what that means. Shan Shagana says, how can we be right behind someone if there's no backing and a lack of interest in the club? Well, I won't read that one. Well, Joe, where's the logic in selling a power like Diangana? Fans want him to stay. Wow, I usually like Jim White, but not after this, I'm sure. Jim White out, get it going, says Ben Levy. He's a deluded prick. What's wrong with us? We are sick of the lies and being bug treated like mugs by the board. We support the team, but are not happy with the board. Easy gaming. We are behind the team and the manager just hate the board. Lots of comments. Only way to hurt them is to boycott games and merchandise. Jim White out again, says Ben Levy. Dot, says Mike Martin. Pouring petrol on the fire, says Ward Liam. Kent Hammers, I'm very angry and upset about our club. I feel like the people that are as loyal as they come and have renewed season tickets, etc., being taken for granted, but can't give that up the drug. I'm addicted. Mike Martin says everything about West Ham is toxic and negative at the moment. There is no fun anymore in supporting the club. All that happens is moaning. I'm not going to go anymore. I've had enough. Get your comments in, guys. What do you think? If you're watching this after the fact, get your comments in the comment section down below. We always read them. This was just a little video on my lunch break to talk about Jim White. I think he's a plum, if I'm quite honest with you. If he doesn't understand what the problem is, then he doesn't understand football. Jamie Treacher says, heard him on TalkSport this morning. Guy speaks garbage, don't understand what's happening at the club, just wants fans to get on with it and stop moaning. Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the things that that annoys me the most. Is that sit down and shut up attitude. You're not like we're not entitled. We are entitled. We're the supporters of the football club. They call us customers when they fancy it. So they keep us. They want us to buy their shirts. They want us to fucking buy their tickets. They want us to buy, all these things for Christmas and stuff that's coming up soon. Yet they don't want us to. They don't want us to have an opinion on anything else. You're not allowed to say GSB out. They only want positivity. And this is why things like Sunday Supplement had to make apologies, because as soon as someone, talks the truth, they're out there with their solicitors and their lawyers shutting people down. And this is why things like West Ham Fan TV, Hammers Chat and West Ham Way and all that stuff are so important to fans, is because we can tell the truth. Unless it's libelous, they can't sue us for nothing. They can't shut us down. And let's take a couple more comments and I'm going to call it a day. There's no way we should be skint, like you said, all the players off the wage bill, Premier League football for 9 seasons now, all that TV money, big stadium. How have we had no money? It's fraudulent, allegedly. Martin Lynch, time to say goodbye, destroying our club. I was looking forward to see the start of the season. Now I'm just so angry, says Errol. Rumour has it Fulham and Villa are not entering the race for Diangana. Without the fans, they have nothing. GSB out. Selling everyone for peanuts. Yeah, there's loads of disillusioned people at the moment. I'll give up going to West Ham almost 10 years ago, and nothing I've seen since have made me want to go back and got a season ticket. Shame Red Bull didn't have an opportunity to buy West Ham. And I'll leave it on this one. Harry Longmuir says we are the next Sunderland. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back later on, actually, with a countdown to the season with our new sponsor. So if you want to look into that, it's just a more light-hearted video. Try and get away from everything that's all the negativity in the club at the minute. We just heard Souček is going to be out for the Newcastle game because he's isolating now. So tell me your thoughts if you're watching this after the fact. As I said, put your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for everyone for watching. If you want to go and support us on Patreon, links are in the description down below. We've got merchandise, 20% off to the start of the season when new merchandise will be launched. So keep an eye out for that. Click that in the link in the description down below. Follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV, Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow for a longer discussion with post-match pint. Friday night pint. One thing left to say, guys. Come on, your irons.